age 42 author. This is one of the biggest reasons sex-enhancing drugs sell in the multiple millions worldwide. The cost for those who violate their marriage bed is a severely damaged sex drive. A great many men and women pay a heavy penalty for the pleasure even when they are with their spouse because of the sins committed when they were not with them. Unlawful sexual sins are equal to brutally raping your own body. Many American farmers abuse their own land, raping the soil year after year without keeping the seventh year rest commended by the Creator. Verse 4, but in the seventh year the land is to have a Sabbath of rest, a Sabbath to the Lord. Do not sow your fields or prune your vineyards. Leviticus chapter 25, verse 4. New International Version. Most farmers must pump multiple thousands of insecticide poisons, spraying chemicals over their crops. All this trouble, toil, and expense just to get a rise of growth from their crops, something which should be a natural reaction as God intended. Foolishly, mankind has placed themselves sexually in that same expensive, troublesome predicament, having the unnatural need to ingest chemical concoctions just to get a rise, pun intended, something which the Creator intended to be natural. This understanding brings me back to the subject of eating natural fruits and vegetables. Here's a heads up, no pun intended. Common sense should tell us natural solutions are better than unnatural ones. Man-made chemicals such as Viagra, Levitra, or whatever rhyming word the unnatural drug world uses to infiltrate our minds and bodies are unnatural solutions, giving birth to unnatural side effects. Here and now, I would like to provide mankind with a smart, more sensible, and balanced approach. Allow me to generously give you a little trade secret. This secret comes from the many blessed discussions I have had with Tim on the subject of sex. I will explain this product to you as advertisers would on a commercial. Now, here's a Chicago Wisdom from the Hood side note. Are you dead tired driving home from work when suddenly you remember today is that special date you had with your wife, realizing you're unprepared mentally and physically to give and provide her that special treatment she deserves? Simply stop and buy some Wisdom from the Hood drink, a safe, sexual, arousing stimulant, which is naturally wholesome and good for your body, made from pure, unfiltered, 100% pomegranate juice, mixed half and half with a healthy amount of natural green tea. Just a 12-ounce glass will give you the satisfying results you desire. But now, let me give you a little advice. Here's another heads up. You should consider the time, because in a little less than a half an hour after you drink this most delicious source of vitamins and minerals, don't be too far from your wife. Not because the effective results don't last long, because they do. The reason is simple. It is because when the effects do kick in and ignite you from head to toe, it will make you want to sing. Sing out loud. Sing out strong. This is what you will want to do, and if your singing partner wife is not there, you'll suffer. You'll suffer until that special note is reached and harmony is achieved. Age 42 author. Please understand, I don't have a lot of problems in this area. After all, I'm among that stereotypical ethnic group, that special race of people who are physically blessed in many areas of their lives. And yes, I'm telling you here and now, some stereotypes are very, very true. Yeah. The ways of God simply work. That is why we are commanded to do them. The Creator is trying to spare us from more pain, heartache, and suffering. Moreover, just think about all the money you will save. Stop throwing money away to phony psychologists or psychiatrists, whichever deceitful title you determine you need. This is the sad price millions pay who lack basic spiritual intelligence to develop a personal relationship with God. Everyone needs to confess and have sincere, heartfelt prayers, truth-filled, eyeball-to-eyeball conversations with the Creator. The Almighty is the only one in the entire universe who knows you better than you know yourself. This is far better than transactions with strangers who neither know you nor care anything about you at the end of the day, except whether you can pay the bill. Now, listen, I realize not all psych doctors are the same. Yes, some are very credible. But, like most professionals, the ones who are not credible taint those who are. If any analysis is absent of godly spiritual principles, how effective can they really be? Again, I mean no disrespect to Dr. Laura. Her psychoanalysis therapy program is better simply because it's not like a psychoanalysis therapy program. Dr. Laura bases her help and advice on a basic spiritual common sense understanding. She does not use psychobabble, which so many weak-willed people in this world are addicted to. When we sin, we become blind because sin is darkness. Our sins make it dark all around us. Our judgment is clouded. Therefore, our solutions are also clouded. Hence, the old saying, pulling the wool over one's eyes, is accomplished. The Eternal tells us the whole world is being blinded. Verse 9, serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9, New King James Version. The NIV version reads, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. This is extremely significant because it's what's wrong with the entire world. On a global scale, all mankind has gone astray, away from the ways of God, the mind of Christ, the will of the Creator. The world has created its own Creator, its own God to worship, its own religion, its own government, and its own definition of what a family is. People around the world, especially here in the United States, have idiotic debates on whether it's important for children to have the complete parental structure, a father and a mother, or whether two mothers is sufficient. Perhaps two fathers will satisfy the child-rearing equation. Sadly, many so-called families in America just have one parent or none at all. Unfortunately, this is the twisted, sick, sadistic, sad world we live in today. The whole world is doing as it sees fit in its own eyes, spouting out godless opinions which have no biblical basis. This is just one reason why the downfall of America is imminent. We have rejected our Maker, the Creator of heaven and earth, the sea and the land. We have cursed ourselves, and soon the only creation legacy attributable to man will be a hole in the heavens, a big giant cancer-causing ozone hole. The earth will soon be stricken by drought, blight, pestilence, and disease. The rivers and oceans are so fouled and poisoned with toxins that the whales and other sea creatures would rather beach themselves and die on the land than suffer in the sea. Book banner, picture displays, whales beaching themselves all around the world, dying on land instead of suffering in the sea.